Greg, first of all, I noticed Jonathan Osorio didn't train today. Can you give us an injury update on him?
He went to get a scan, and we're waiting for the scan. It was there was some tightness in his hamstring. We don't know if it was more of the sort of cramping fatigue variety or if it is more of the strain variety. So we should know this afternoon where he stands.
Any chance he plays tomorrow or no?
Limited, very limited chance he plays.
Greg, you shake your head at this point. Excuse me. You shake your head at this point. I realize it is what it is, but man, it can't get any worse for you, can it? When regards to injuries, or is this just part of football?
Well, it probably can get worse. At least I can feel the team. But in terms of injuries, it's an interesting league. I mean, it is. There's a lot of travel. You have to be really fit. You have to be very strong to get through this league, especially through the summer months. And we have some guys that are breaking down. There's been a lot of matches. But the good news is we have some guys out. But the bad news is we have guys out. The good news is we have guys on the mend and some guys coming back. And so we've had guys in training that haven't been in training for a few weeks. So the positive is that we're looking forward to getting these guys back. I think we're moving in the right direction on that. Hopefully not in the wrong direction anymore.
Warren will be back available tomorrow?
Yes, Warren will be back. Justin's been training this week, so we're evaluating him today some more. So we're starting to see some of the faces. Stevie's doing well. So we're starting to see some of the guys that we really want to see out there, and hopefully these guys will return quickly.
But there's no chance of Caldwell and Morrow for tomorrow, I would assume.
Caldwell's out, and Morrow is questionable. We may see him in there somewhere.
What about
somehow.
Jackson?
Jackson is he's doing well. He is available. Yes.
Gilberto?
He's good.
What was Jackson's issue, Greg?
He was having he had a growing strain. I don't think it was terribly major, obviously, but he's on the mend. He trained hard yesterday, and he was in the session today, and he says he feels good.
You're back four. It just revolves. And I was talking to Joe earlier, and he said, look, it's difficult for him because he's not allowed, he doesn't, or isn't able just to concentrate on keeping. Mm-hmm. He's trying to watch out, almost be the leader out there, something that Caldwell would naturally do. So how do you remedy that? Or is it just something that you try to play through till Caldwell gets back?
The first line that's part of Joe's job, so he's doing a good job by communicating. It's always important that he pass message forward, and that's good. He played fantastic, Joe, on the weekend, so maybe for the goalkeeper, communicating keeps you engaged, and he was fantastic. So I love that. I want him to keep doing that regardless of whether Stevie's in or anyone else. Our first line is we actually just sat down and went through an entire match, essentially, of clips of defending moments for us, and we're talking through each of those moments and how we want to handle them, so we have a collective idea on what we're doing, and we're not doing sort of individual things to solve problems. They're a team that counterattack and come at you fast, so you have to make quick decisions. And so we were just watching some video and trying to get ourselves into a collective mindset and how we want to handle certain scenarios in the game. I mean, aside from that is we try to provide them leadership and guidance as much as possible. I mean, short of having Stephen Caldwell in there or somebody who can provide that for them, these guys are going to have to grow up fast and learn to read the game and manage situations. So they're doing all right. They'll be fine.
Greg, I know your watch has just started, but is that the kind of video in a perfect world you wouldn't be watching now, you'd be watching at the beginning of the season?
There's a lot of things. There's some change in philosophy that I have that maybe was a little bit different before, and so spending some time with the video is to make sure that we're on the same page and that we're seeing things the same way. And like I said, trying to solve problems collectively, not through different ideas. So yeah, I mean these are all learning points that you would have during the course of an entire year, I think. But yeah, you would set the foundation early on.
You probably have a few messages to your team, but is one of them that all is not still everything to play for?
Absolutely. I think we need to continue to lay it out there, continue to be aggressive, not lose our identity, but to continue to be forward thinking and continue to be proactive in everything we do, both attacking wise and defending wise. We want to come out tomorrow. We want to create opportunities. We want to create some excitement both in the stadium, but also for us as a group. So we are trying to build some confidence and build on our performances and build on our on what we do so that we can win games, but also build momentum into the playoffs. We don't want to do it backing ourselves in and defending in front of our goal.
Can you necessarily put in or implement the changes all the changes you want at this time of year, being this late? Can the players absorb that and actually execute that, without a preseason to be doing it this late? Do you have to kind of pick and choose what you can change now and then do more at the beginning of next season?
Yeah, I mean, I think what's important for me is for me to modify what I do based on what these guys need at this given time. So is it everything that I would do if I had an entire year of preseason? Probably not exactly the same, but that's neither here nor now. Right now we have 9 games. We are in a position where we can still make the playoffs. We have everything to play for. The guys should be excited. The enthusiasm is there. The intensity is there in training. We need to get score some goals and get some results to continue to build on our confidence. We need to get some guys healthy. For me, it's there's no reinventing the wheel right now. It's working with what we have and what we're good at, and continuing to push forward and give this team everything it needs to push towards the playoffs.
Greg, why you said that some of your players down the stretch of a long season are starting to break down? Why is that happening?
Well, I think it's a tough league, and we have some guys who are a little bit new to the league. We have some guys that are young. I think they need to continue to just stay diligent over the course of a year on all the little details that we need to stay healthy over the course of a year. So I don't have all the answers now, but the key is to getting them healthy, and then we'll reassess as soon as we can to make sure that we don't get ourselves in these types of situations again in the future.
I asked you on Wednesday if you were looking at any possible reinforcements. Obviously that might have been too soon, but have you given that any other thought?
Yeah, I mean, we think about it every day. We look at for sure our injury situations and when guys are going to come back, and even when those guys come back, you're not quite sure if they're going to sustain that comeback. We've seen guys get injured again after being injured. So this is not a moment where you can take too many risks. We have to assess what we have and what we can rely on, and then make some decisions off of that. So we're always thinking about it, but it's really just to reinforce the team with the idea that we want to make the playoffs and make a run in the playoffs. That's it.
It would be human nature not to look at the standings and do some number crunching about what's needed. I'm pretty sure your general manager has been doing that. But
he's good at numbers, so yeah, I'm sure that's his thing.
Do you let him do that? Have you kind of looked and figured out what needs to be done in these 9 games?
I do not know what needs to be done, other than we are in a position that we control our own destiny and we need to get results. We need to continue working on the field. We need to continue working to get players healthy. I mean, for me, those things, I do believe that if we can get those things right, we control our fate, because I think we have the quality in the team. And I think we have the right mentality in the group, and I think we come every day with the right intensity. So right now, everything for me is on the moment and the day and getting the group ready. And Tim can crunch the numbers and send me and call me and let me know what I need to do.
And the result Wednesday wasn't obviously the one you wanted, and I'm sure you had a lot of things going through your mind, but did you get a chance to reflect on the journey that took you,
No.
your debut as a head coach and a long road getting there?
Not really. I think that might happen Sunday, and I'm quite confident on Saturday that I'll enjoy Sunday. After Saturday, I should enjoy Sunday more and be able to take it all in. That's what I'm anticipating. But as of now, everything is still been in that whirlwind of preparing for the next day, the next game, the next session, the next meeting, and all that. And so we haven't really had a chance to stop. I will say that being on the field with the team was a sensation and an emotion that I haven't really had since I was a player. It was an emotion that I really enjoyed, being there and trying to help the guys and feeling a part of us, putting everything into trying to get a win. So that I enjoyed, and I think the guys put in a valiant effort to go with it. So the rest is get results. Right?
Greg, tactics, philosophy aside, the first home game since the New England loss, how do you get that team to come out and not come out flat the way they did? How do you get them to show that emotion, that drive, that determination? Is that something that a lot of the onus is on themselves?
No, I think they want it. I think that's what they're looking for. You know, when I say let's go out with some energy and let's push forward and let's be aggressive, I see heads nodding. This is what these guys want to do. They want to go and play forward and try to win some matches. And so I don't think they're going to need too much prodding. I remind them, just for my own sake, not for their sake probably, that that's what we want to do. Listen, we have wonderful fans and we want to bring them into the game, and the way we bring them in the game is create an exciting game and get them behind us. So we want to be that team. We want to create opportunities, and we've got some guys that can finish if we get them in front of the goal. We had some opportunities in the last game. I mean, we gave up some opportunities, but we had some pretty good looks. We just went through those as well, and you know, credit to Zach McMath. He played like a goalkeeper I used to play with, Jorge Campos, where he was off his line and making some plays that were probably not a normal thing for him in terms of his style of play. So credit to him for catching us a little bit by surprise. It wasn't a perfect game for us, but we had some chances. We just went through the video, and I think the guys were a little surprised at the number of opportunities and number of good spots we got ourselves into, and maybe just needed to be a little bit tighter in the moment. So,
Have you spoken to Jermaine?
I have not spoken to Jermaine. Those conversations have sort of happened. I've been 100% just focused on the group that I have. I get updates. We look forward to him getting healthy and getting back. He's a key part of this team. So until that happens, I will just continue to focus on the group I have, and we'll see, like I said, on Sunday or Monday when this particular week is over. I think I could sit down and start to really assess and address that situation and hopefully catch up with him soon.
Has there been a decision on his surgery yet, do you know?
There has not. I think he starts or continues some rehab, either I think on Monday, and at which point there'll be an assessment period, and he'll be back, or he'll go for surgery. I don't know the duration of those time periods. I'm not really up to date on all of those details.
What's Bradley Orr's condition? Was he not able to start on Wednesday? Was he fit to go?
He came out of the game, not came out of the game, but he came out of the previous match when it ended with a toe injury that was hobbling him a little bit. He needed a couple days. If we could provide him a couple days to get over that. He's doing much better now, so he's available for tomorrow.
And sorry, I just want to make it clear about Osorio. So the injury is what again?
I believe what they're scanning is his hamstring area, but I'm not 100% sure if that's like upper hamstring, mid hamstring. I don't know. I think there's some difference as to recovery time and potential of things. I'm not fully aware. They're going to get a scan and we'll find out where that leads us.
We're just waiting to find out the extent of the injury.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't think he'll play tomorrow?
I don't right now expect him. If they come back with some good news, then he will be available to us.
You'd do some good news, probably.
What's that?
You'd do some.
Do some good news. I look forward to some of our guys getting back and getting a good result. That would be good news.
Can you tell us just what are the options if you wanted to bring in a player with a roster freeze? Would it have to be a trade with MLS or a player out of contract? Are those the really two options?
Those are the options within the league or somebody who's unattached.
And at this stage, would there be a concern that it would be hard to bring a new person in?
Absolutely. Most players who are unattached right now are probably haven't been playing much over the past 3 months, 4 months. So you're really unsure as to where their fitness level is. We don't have a lot of time to get people fit right now. We're unsure really where their sharpness is. This is a unique league. It's not. It usually takes a little bit of adapting to. We don't have a lot of that time, so we're looking at it. It would take a very special right sort of fit for us to look in that direction. So we haven't closed it off, but we keep all options open. But it would take the right situation.
Do you wish almost that a center back had been signed earlier in the year? Because Caldwell went down, I think, July 15th, and in that time period between Nick Hagglund and Daniel Henry starting in the center defense, teams conceded 20 goals, 8 points, only 1 clean sheet. I mean, surely that shows a trend that perhaps that wasn't working.
Yeah, I mean, I think all valid points. There's nothing there that you can deny. It was a discussion very early in the year and even in preseason that when you're assessing everything you have on your roster is what happens if you lose the veteran guy. And Stevie had a great run. We had some options. You also want to see how your young players develop over the course of the year. I can't say it's a discussion that never happened. It's ongoing, and it happened during the year. I mean, we are where we are at this point, and so it's always in consideration. We'll see what can happen.